Yeah, it's obviously pretty cool to achieve that milestone here, and like recently just moved my cricket down to Canterbury. Haven't had a chance to play for Canterbury yet, but I guess to get 100 here, my first season playing for Canterbury is pretty special, and to do it leading into a World Cup, hopefully the preparation over the next week or so can be good leading into the next sort of period coming up. Yeah, it's pretty surreal. I started most of my career playing red ball cricket. A lot of Test cricket quite early on in my career, and I found T20 cricket probably a little bit later in my career, and I'm sort of really grateful to have had the opportunity to play it for such a long period of time for New Zealand. To get the milestone 100, join Timmy and a few others up there is pretty cool. So something I definitely do or am proud of. I'd say the wicket was holding slightly. Obviously being a used wicket, I think it's the third game that's been played on this wicket. Brace's bowled a really heavy length, and it was really tough for batsmen to get under the ball. And I tried to follow suit from that end. They were always going to come trying to hit over my head with that breeze. So just keeping that length off them was really important. Yeah, I think they were really measured out there, especially with a team like Bangladesh. They can be really tough through the middle with their spinners. And we've had, a lot of times in the past where they've been able to strangle us through that middle period. But I think the way that we were able to rotate when Devon and Kane were in to ensure that the run rate was still sort of keeping up at a steady clip. And then GP to come in and put the icing on the cake along with Devon playing a fantastic knock on what wasn't a very easy surface to bat out there, I think was a really pleasing sight for the boys. Yeah, look, obviously no one ever means to drop catches. Boys work extremely hard on their fielding, and I think over time we've shown that we're a really good fielding side. If we take away some of those catches, I think our ground fielding over the last two games has been phenomenal. And that's something that's a huge positive, especially going into a World Cup with big boundaries. I think ground fielding is going to play a huge role. No one means to drop catches, and hopefully we've got rid of all our drop catches for the summer so far, and we can cling on to a few over the next few games. Oh, it definitely is. We've seen it a few times now. It's so hard to, I guess, manage. You almost have to have like a barrier up in some certain areas where maybe children and people that are vulnerable can sort of sit and be safer. But GP hits the ball really hard, and so the young girl that was struck, thankfully, at the moment is doing all right, which is great to see. And GP was obviously showing his concern out there, and everyone else was inside. So I think she's in the best hands at the moment. Yeah, I was really fortunate to have quite a bit of my family here. My mum and dad, my sister came down, and her two kids, my nieces, they came down, which is really cool. And my family was in there too. My daughter was actually at home as it's sort of bedtime, which didn't really work well for her. But it was pretty cold out there, and my wife was there. So, these milestones, I think they are, where there is always a bigger picture, but they are quite special, and it's cool that you can share them with the people that have supported you throughout your journey playing cricket. Yeah, threw a little heart out there, didn't I? There are a few hearts out there, so just trying to spread the love.
Just the context of the Tri-Series now as well, first one on the board and target to try and make the final, I imagine. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think the next game again's, I think it's on the same surface, so we'll get a good gauge on what tonight was like. The batters particularly played it phenomenally well. I think could have been a really niggly wicket and niggly chase, but they did a great job. And we've got a big game coming up on Tuesday to set this Tri-Series up. And if we can win that and try to put the points on the board and go into the final on Friday, I think we're really looking forward to that.